Welcome to the SONY Studio Tours with Hollywood Happenings. This is from the little red carpet while we wait to go on the tour. Most of this is just going to be in photos. So we'll tell you about it.
Right here is SONY Entertainment Pictures. SONY Pictures Entertainment. Now, SONY Studios offers some of the largest and most versatile sound stages to accommodate all types of feature films or television projects. Our total of 18 stages ranges in size from 7,600 to 4,200 square feet, including 2 audience-rated TV stages with support space and several stages over 30,000 square feet, ideal for a wide variety of productions and events. Our experienced operations team work closely with each client to ensure a seamless production from start to finish. Now, SONY Pictures Entertainment is commonly known as SONY Pictures, or SPE, and formerly known as the Columbia Pictures Entertainment Incorporated, is an American diversified multinational mass media and entertainment studio conglomerate that produces, acquires, and distributes film, entertainment, theatrical, motion pictures, television programs, and recorded videos for multiple platforms. So, an intermediate holding company called SONY Film Holding Incorporated is operated as a subsidiary of SONY Entertainment Incorporated, which itself is a subsidiary of the multinational technology and media conglomerate SONY Corporation, based at the SONY Picture Studios lot in Culver City, California. Is one of the big 5 major American film studio and encompasses SONY's motion pictures, television production, and distribution units. It sells in the fiscal year 2022, April 20th through March 2021, was reported to be $7.16 billion. All of the SPE's divisions are members of the Motion Picture Association. SONY's first franchise included The Karate Kid, Ghostbusters, Spider-Man, Jumanji, Men in Black, and Sony Spider-Man Universe. Now, SONY Pictures, Columbia Pictures, was founded in 1924 by Harry Cohen. SONY acquired the studio in 1989 from the Coca-Cola Company for $3.4 billion. Ghost Corporation oversees projects. And it's been in business for founded December 18, 1987 for 35 years. Now, SONY Studios was founded and is located in Culver City, California in 1912. The facility is currently owned by SONY Pictures and houses the division film studios such as Columbia Pictures, TriStar Pictures, and Screen Gems. The complex was the original studios of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer from 1924 to 1986 and Longline Telepictures from 1986 to 1989. Now, MGM became part of SONY after Kevorkian, Keroria, sold and reacquired the company again in the 1990s to expand MGM by purchasing Orion Pictures and the Samuel Goldwyn Company, including both of their film libraries. Finally, in 2004, Kevorkian sold MGM to a consortium that included SONY Pictures.
Wait.
This is the SONY tower.
is the Washington Boulevard side of Sony. A few of the movies and television that was filmed on stage 29 at Sony Pictures included Spider-Man 2002, The Wizard of Oz 1939, Starship Troopers 1997, and of course the Donny Marie talk show. It's where they filmed the Donny Marie show.
Now Sony Pictures has a vast film library which includes more than 3,500 titles. With at least 12 Best Picture Academy Award winners, the company has produced some of the top franchises, including Spider-Man rights licensed from Marvel, Jumanji, James Bond, Resident Evil, Men in Black, Hotel Transylvania, Ghostbusters, and Bad Boys.
Looks like he's going for the water break.
Right.
All these right here was things that was filmed right here at Sony. Now we're coming up to stage 28 and 26. These are the pictures at Culver Studios.
We told the White House to stay out of it, unlike what they did with the railroad workers, right? Well, they won't, but they'll end up with the Bob Iger treatment. Because so many companies will strike. Oh, Netflix one.
Yeah, this was someone one of my friends.
That's why I usually go to pick it.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of them there. What day was that? Oh, it's the first day.
It was from Miles.
Wow, look at all of them.
Miles.
This is in front of the old Culver Studios. Old part of Sony stuff.
And I think
Now this is a view where we're waiting to go on the actual tour. This is the actual sound stages from the view from the studio tour waiting area, which is set up like a red carpet. Unfortunately, you're only limited on the videos that you can record. Most of it had to be done with pictures, so that's what we did. Welcome to the tour with Hollywood Happenings. Now this is a zoomed in view from the garage area where you park or where you wait for the tour. And we're off. Let the tour begin. Rita is a co-founder of Sony Pictures Entertainment, along with Masara Abuka. There's an actual Emmy and an Oscar that we actually got to touch and hold to feel it. Air Force One was filmed at Stage 15 on the Sony Studios lot.
Now, one of Sony Pictures' largest stages is at Stage 30, and it covers 31,000 square feet and reaches 50 feet high. Its large tank is well known for providing the water settings for classic movies from Esther Williams, which is also called the Esther Williams stage, as well as the watery scene in the current films and television shows. The multi-level tank's deepest depth is 30 feet, and it has been used for the subterranean placement of staircase settings and gimbals for large movie sets. The length is 132 by 236 and 50 height, but 31,152 square feet. It's 27 concrete floors, just under 32,000 square feet. The unique split grid measures 50 on the low side and 80 on the high side, creates an arena-like atmosphere. Now, Stage 15 is also known as the Gary Martin Soundstage, named after the legendary Columbia Pictures production executive. It has been revered by producers for decades. Measuring 42,000 square feet, Stage 15 was once touted as the largest sound stage in North America. Inside these walls, the yellow brick road wound towards Oz in the 1939 classic of MGM Films, The Wizard of Oz, and again in the recent film Oz the Great and Powerful. Its immense scale makes it an ideal for feature films and perfect setting for large live broadcast audience events and music performances. Now, Air Force One, the cast and crew, then moved to Los Angeles and the Sony Pictures lot, where the bulk of the production continued inside a full-scale replica of the Air Force One was built on Stage 15, the largest film stage in the country and the site on which Dorothy walked the yellow brick road. Classics 1939 Wizard of Oz. And now we're on the way to the Wheel of Fortune studios, where we'll walk around and show you some of the things and the way they put together production of the studios. This is Pat Sajak's last season. He will be retiring after this season, and the new host for the next season will be Ryan Seacrest, retaking over as the new series host. Here's just a few of the things inside this, that you'll find inside this particular studio. Some of the awards, Vanna White's clothing. This is from the NFL Players Week on 2003 with Matt Hasselbeck, Joel Theismann, Jerome Bettis. Here's Vanna White and Pat Sajak, some of the photos and likenesses inside the Wheel of Fortune studio. Some of the awards that was won. Vanna's clothing. Here we have the legendary Charlie O'Donnell for the Wheel of Fortune, 1976 to 2010. Here you see the crew working behind the scenes at the Wheel of Fortune studios. This is about one of the only things that you're going to be seeing that's still in live production is the game shows. You'll also see a lot of reality television, because whatever's filmed is what they got out there. So expect it to be a long strike. Signs from the filming locations, and one of the most bizarre filming locations was perhaps the landmark Wheel of Fortune theme makeover in the mid-90s, which included a visit to the series with the series star Vanna White. The entire top of the Space Needle was made to look like the game show's famous wheel. Here you have the audience entrance of stage 11, where the Wheel of Fortune is filmed before taped. Actually, it's filmed before a live studio audience. Now we're on our way to the Jeopardy stage, which the stage was renamed after the longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek, who had passed away of cancer a few years ago. Now we're heading inside where they film, the stage that they filmed Jeopardy on, which is probably one of the more smaller stages here on the lot. It's also filmed before a live studio audience. And you'll see some of the awards over the years that it has won. The Think Music lyric sheets, the theme to Jeopardy, which was written by Merv Griffin. That was a Merv Griffin production. Here's a lyric sheet for the Think Music #1, as well as the Jeopardy music theme, the record for Jeopardy, some of the awards that it has won. A look at the set of the Jeopardy studio. These are some of the pictures on the wall on the outside where the audience can see while they're waiting to go inside. This is actually inside the studio. A few of the sites that we see on the way toward the net zero, which is where their photographer is. They give you a complimentary picture of yourself. You'll see that farther down that I also included. And some costuming, some cool cameras, the classic cameras that you'll see. Back outside the net zero area, we're looking at these beautiful purple flowering plants. Here we have the sound department. Here we're heading to the Barbra Streisand stage, one of the most iconic stages. It's where she always records all of her music. It's set up for full orchestra, and we could not unfortunately record inside. You could see she actually had a recording booth set up so she wouldn't have to run from one end to the other end. They actually ended up taking a storage area out and building a phono or a recording booth just for her. Now this was from the film 2006 film Tallade Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, featured victorious NASCAR driver Ricky Bobby, played by Will Ferrell, driving a Wonder Bread car. Kurt Busch is currently 7th in the chase, 40 points back to the leader, Matt Kenseth. This is the car. Now the original Crystal ship was not destroyed at the junkyard as it was depicted in the series. The studio that owned the rights to Breaking Bad kept the RV and placed it on their movie lot. Visitors who take the studio tour can see the Breaking Bad RV there. Now this is the last existing one. The other ones that they had was actually blown up in the movie that you can see, and you can actually look at the inside of the RV. Hold on. Now this was actually inside of the RV. Now here we have the Ghostbuster McCarthy. Now this is their backlot set. The Fred Astaire building. All the buildings are named after certain celebrities in movies, like the Barbra Streisand stage, Gene Kelly, the Gary Martin stage. Now here we're on the way. You're going to see some very interesting artwork that rises 94 feet high. Rainbow by American multimedia artist Tony Tassett speaks on the sense of optimism and well-being associated with rainbows in general, and more specifically with the rainbow as imagined in the iconic Wizard of Oz film, created by in the very movie studio that is now home to the rainbow, the SONY's picture. Now the upcoming building is named after Gene Kelly. It's where he did this famous Singing in the Rain video. Now here's some of the souvenirs that you can buy at the SONY Studios gift shop. Now the Gower Cafe is located in the heart of Main Street. Avenue C of the Gower's Cafe is a new self-service market cafe with fresh products and snacks and meals available 7. It's located inside the SONY Studios at 10202 Western Boulevard. And it's Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Some of the souvenirs include bags, teddy bears, monster, t-shirts, Spider-Man, and then outside of again you see the Gower Cafe sign. Oops. And here's Spider-Man. And here's the Gower Cafe signs. That's a look in the studio store. Now outside you see the studio store, you see the Columbia Pictures sign. You see a unique old clock. You may see a lot of old movies.
Stage 6, Gene Kelly singing in the rain. Kiss Me Kate, Air Force One, there, and Stage 22. North by Northwest, The Guardian, Air Force One, Mr. Novak, some of the things that was filmed on Stage 22. Now, Sony Stage 15 is also known as the Gary Martin Sound Stage. It's the largest on the Sony lot, and it's the fourth largest stage in the world. 41,985 square feet, stands 40 feet high. The Sony post-production website, Gary Martin Sound Stage, is legendary Columbia Pictures production executive has been reviewed by the producers for decades, measuring 42,000 square feet. Stage 15 was once touted as the largest soundstage in North America. Inside the Yellow Brick Road, towards the Oz, 1939, A Gone with the Wind, MGM film, The Wizard of Oz, classic, and the Oz great and powerful, invincible scale to feature films in perfect settings for the large live broadcast audience events and musical stages. Rocky 2 was all filmed here. Rocky 3, Rocky 5, Air Force One, Men in Black, My Best Friend, Sweaty, Stuart Little, Hollow Man, Men in Black 2, Spider-Man, Stuart Little 2, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, On the Great and Powerful was all filmed in Stage 15. Hour and a half, 2-hour tour is approaching an end as we're back to the starting point where you can see inside the back where the red carpet area was. As we approach, you can see the Sony Entertainment and Music all right here, the inside gates where you can also see the picket line, which I joined after the tour. I did join it after the tour. I already had this book before the strike. Now, the early years of Sony Studios, 1912 to 1924, was director Thomas H. Ennis. Built his pioneer Ennisville Studios in Pacific Palisades and Los Angeles in 1912. While Ennis was filming at Ballona Creek in 1915, Harry Culver, the founding father of Culver City, persuaded Ennis to move to Culver City. During this time, the Ennis co-founded Triangle Film Corporation, and Triangle Studios was opened to form the Greek Colonnade. The entrance of the studios, the Colonnade, still stands fronting Washington Boulevard and in Culver City historical landmark. Max Sennett Ennis relocated the studio to Culver Studios at the location in 1918. Triangle Studios was sold to film producer Samuel Goldwyn. Goldwyn also added a few sound stages before selling his shares to Goldwyn Studios. The historic MGM Studios, Lord Martella Pictures Studios, was 1924 to 1990. The original Ghostbusters, a 1984 American supernatural comedy film directed and produced by Ivan Whitman and written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. Production companies was Columbia Delphi, and the box office it made $295.2 million. And Hollywood says, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment, let us know what you think, what you want us to go out and see. Give you a tour of Hollywood and beyond. Let us know what you want. Your favorite thing. Hollywood says, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and leave a comment. Hollywood says, don't forget.